Hi, thanks for joining me today. I had an experience a few months ago that I thought you might like to know about. Hang on just a minute. All right, welcome back. I had an experience here a few months ago. It's no secret if you search my channel, there's two things I love. I love music and I love photography, those two things. If you're on this channel, you're going to see me talk about music. You'll probably see me do music videos. And so it's just what I like to do. It's who I am. And so there's no secret that I love music. I'm a guitar player mainly. I play lead guitar. I can play acoustic guitar, bass guitar, pretty much anything with strings I love to play. And so last year, earlier in the year, I had an American Stratocaster, and there's nothing wrong with the Stratocaster. Love them, play them. But what I really like to play, my style of playing chicken picking, I like to play more of a twangy style of guitar playing. So I like the Telecaster. Got this bright idea one day that I was going to sell my Fender Stratocaster. Nice, beautiful seafoam green, played great, had it professionally set up, whole 9 yards, played excellent. And so what I wanted to do is sell that, and then I had my mindset on either building a guitar that I wanted, a custom guitar. And so long story short, sold my Stratocaster, had the money in this piggy bank over here, and then all of a sudden our finances required that we use that money, so it went from this piggy bank to that piggy bank. Before you know it, my money just kept going down, 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 until one day I just had a couple $100 left in my little piggy bank fund for my guitar. And so I was bummed out. I was like, man, this is terrible. Now I don't have my guitar, don't have the money, can't buy a nice guitar. I know there's, you get an inexpensive guitar, I understand that, but I wanted quality. I'm a player. I've played all my life. I understand what the good makeup of a good guitar is, and I really didn't want junk. I wanted something nice, and so I knew that I would need a whole lot more than $200 to accomplish that. So that being said, here I am, don't have the money. I'm bummed out, sitting there one day at my computer, and I begin to pray. And maybe you're not a believer, and if you're not, that's okay. But just hear me out. I begin to pray, and I said, man, God, here I am. I had a dream. I want to get this guitar. I want to build a guitar. I wanted something nice, really what I wanted to play. Here I am. All my money's gone, and I don't have any way of really doing anything else. That was my fun source. That's how I was going to fund it. And so here I am. I'm sitting there kind of bummed out. Look at my computer screen. I'm like, Lord, I don't know how, but you could help me get a guitar. One that I really would like to have. And I pointed at my screen and I said, like that one there, I like that one. That's my dream guitar right there. And a friend of mine come in, and I scrolled over and I showed him another guitar, an acoustic guitar. I said, and I love that guitar. That's my dream guitar on top. This is my first one that's telling you that I'd love to have that acoustic guitar. And so I forgot about that. A couple weeks go by. We had been extremely busy. We were just slammed. And so we decided that we was going to go out in the countryside, just take some pictures, just whatever, barns, old landscapes, whatever we could find. And so we hop in the car, grab the camera, my wife and I, family, we hit the road. And so I take a grand total of like three pictures and 3 images, and I get hungry. I'm a big guy, so I hadn't ate since who knows when that day, and I was hungry. And so I looked at my wife and said, I'm hungry. I want some Chinese. My wife said, you want Chinese? I said, yeah, I want Chinese. Let's get some Chinese. And so what we was going to do is we was just going to order the takeout, and when it was ready, we was going to pick it up and keep on riding around. So I ordered my Chinese, and so in that time there was a little bit of wait. It was getting close to 7 o'clock. So there's a little pawn shop down the street from where the Chinese is. So I went into the pawn shop. They closed at 7 o'clock, so no, didn't have much time. Me and my little girl, we went in. And so I'm walking through there and just looking around, and all of a sudden I look back over on the counter, and there lays a guitar. And I looked at it and I was like, oh, what in the world is this? So I looked at it and I thought, okay, well, I'm interested in that. Now, I don't know what they have on it, but I don't know how much money they have on it, that is. And so I didn't know if I'd be able to turn it around, make a little bit of money on it, or I looked at it and I thought, well, it looks like a Jaguar, a Fender. So, if it's a reissue, it's got a little bit of value to it. I don't know, $700-800 used easy. And if it's a Squier, I didn't know a lot about Jaguars at the time, and I thought, well, if it's a Squier, then I'd probably get $400 or $500 probably out of it. I'm not sure. And so when I looked at it, I had the clerk there. They handed it to me, and I looked at it, and the tag said $199. And you got to realize my little piggy bank fund only had about $250 in it. And so I look at this guitar, and I turn it over, and I look at it, and I'm looking at the plate on the back, and I thought, well, I'm not sure exactly what the remakes look like, but that looks pretty authentic. It's got a serial number on it. And then I looked at the serial number and I thought that there's not a whole lot of numbers on that serial number. So I'm really starting to wonder about this guitar. Exactly what do I have here in front of me? So I look at it. I mean, it's got some nicks. It's got some bruises. The neck, down the neck, has some wear on it, and it's just a beautiful old-looking guitar. Red, kind of like I guess you would call it a candy apple red, sort of a red, deep red color. So I'm looking at this guitar and I'm thinking, okay, so I wonder if they'll take any less for it. So, I shouldn't have, but I did ask the clerk. I said, can you take any less? She said, no. She said, that's the best we can do on that guitar. And so I looked at the tag again. I said, well, wait a second. It says it has a case with it. Does it have a case? She said, yeah, it has a case. I said, what's it look like? She said, it's old and ugly. And I said, that's sounding better all the time. So I said, I want the guitar. I said, by the way, do you have a screwdriver? She looks at me like I'm crazy. What do you want a screwdriver for? I said, I need a screwdriver. And so she brings me a Phillips head screwdriver, and I turn the guitar over and I begin taking the neck plate. I said, I'm going to take the neck off this guitar. I want to look at it. And they see me in and out of the pawn shop a lot. I've dealt with music there. I've dealt with cameras with them and whatnot. So they know me pretty well, and I know them. So they were pretty confident I knew what I was talking about. And so I took the neck off that guitar and looked at it. And when I looked at the neck of that guitar, I almost fell on the floor. If I remember right, it said OCT 62B 01. It's something, those numbers were there. The one signifying that it was Jaguar guitar, the 1962, October. And so I looked at that and I said, I believe this is an original 1962 Jaguar. So I knew I was pretty confident that I had a 1962 Jaguar. And so what I did is I brought it home, and I forgot about what I prayed 2 weeks prior to that. I told the Lord, I said, I know you're able, but I just don't see how. I don't know how this could happen. I don't see a way. And so that was on Thursday night. On Saturday, my wife and I and the family get ready, and we go to town. And there's in the big city, there's a nice music store there. I go in there, talk to them. And I said, you want to see my case? And I was just kidding with them. I laid it up on the counter. They said, no, we don't want to see the case. We want to see what's inside the case. So I open it up and I pull out this 1962 Jaguar and begin to talk with them about what it's worth. There was a lot of speculation. They said, we don't know, somewhere probably between $5,000 and $9,000. Well, that was fine, and I knew it had some value to it. But after talking with them and doing a little bit of dealing with them, I left there and went around a few more places just to get an idea. But I returned back to that shop that same day in the afternoon. And so I walked in and they asked me, are you here to get that Tele Elite? And I said, yes, I am. Matter of fact, we could throw in the Taylor that I want with it. And so I was just elated and amazed that I walked out. I paid $199 plus tax, $214. And I walked out with a Fender Telecaster Elite Series guitar, Cherry Burst, white bound, deluxe with the S1 switching. If you don't know about guitars, you probably don't care, but it's absolutely just top notch. And I walked out with an awesome Taylor acoustic electric guitar. All in all, close to $5,000 MSRP is what I walked out with. And all I had in my little piggy bank was about $250. Enough to buy my Chinese and enough to buy that guitar, which turned around and got me the 2 guitars of my dreams. And if you look on my channel, you'll see me playing them both. They're both on my channel, and the only way that I had those was honestly just a miracle. That's the only way I know to explain it. Some would call it luck. I don't really believe in luck, but I do think I'm very thankful to have those and thank God for them. And so take a look at my other videos and you'll see me playing them. Probably do a few more videos with them. And but I just want to share that with you. First of all, don't give up hope. Don't give up hope. When it seems like it's hopeless, sometimes that's the very time when the greatest things in your life are going to happen. I've had people since then tell me, I never see anything like that. It's a once in a lifetime thing. And I said, I know it is. It's just miraculous. I couldn't afford it. I didn't have the money or the means to go get those. And there was no way. And I actually forgot about my prayer. But there's one thing about it. And I say, you may not be a believer, but I want you to know, if you pray, God don't forget about your prayers either. Even you may not even believe in God, but there may come a time in your life when you pray to Him. He won't forget your prayers. So I just want to give you all just a hope. This is my Pawn Star experience. It may be the greatest one, maybe the only one in my life, but it was an awesome experience. I just wanted to let you know your life can have awesome experiences too. Keep looking up.